Hey guys, how are you guys? Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. For some reason, just the topic, I suppose. But how are you guys? What are you guys up to? Hey, Truth Seeker. I'm Shay. Whew. Mark Klein, Broken Justice, Jennifer Green, Woofy, Bryn. How are you guys? Oh my gosh. So, I've got some really cool stuff to show you guys tonight. When I was putting it together, I cried more than once. Um, I'm not going to monetize this video so that I can play some other videos. Um, so yeah, and then afterwards, I have like a little compilation of addiction recovery videos. I will put it up after. Hey Dylan, hey Alyssa. Good day, girl. You got this. Thank you. Hello. Thank you, Bryn. So I don't have notes on this one, but it's weird because usually I am shaking so bad, y'all. Let's see if I can get. Whew. Um, I don't have notes. I always have notes. I have my notebooks here, but it's like true crime stuff. But I've lived this, so I don't really, unless we were talking statistics or something like that. But hi, Nikki. Hi, Ray. Whew, I'm shaking. Yeah, and I was thinking, Ray, like even if you aren't an addict, you probably have family members who are and stuff. And yeah, we definitely need to stop the stigma and start talking about this more and make it just something that's more normal to talk about. Oh, thank you, Truth Seeker. Um, so I want to every time that we talk about addiction, I want to have like different topics. So this time I thought that we could talk about denial. I think it's perfect for like the first one. A lot of people that are addicted to stuff, they don't believe that they need help. They think, thank you, Amber. They think that, oh, well, I get mine from the doctor, or, I only drink at night or whatever. But denial is a huge part. And even in my life right now, I'm dealing with people who don't see that they need help, and it's really hard because you don't want to push people away. And I'm like this annoying person. Like, all my friends which I don't have any now, but I had a best friend who was still using, and I would always be telling her, you just got to get help. Like, you don't understand. Life is so much better like this. Like, you have so many talents. I would always try to tell her. Unfortunately, she lost her life to addiction, and she has two babies, and that was like, whew, that's really tough because I've lost a lot of friends to it. I grew up using and continued to use through adulthood and all that stuff. So all of the friends that I made during that time were addicts as well. And the sad thing about that is then you lose a lot of the people that you love. And afterwards, nobody wants to, like, not many people want to still be around you when you're in recovery if they're in addiction. Ooh, thank you, Bran. Anyways, so yeah, it is for people who want it. And if you don't want it, it doesn't matter how much money you have, like my parents sent me to rehab twice, an expensive rehab that cost, nearly $10,000. And it didn't work. I still got out. The second time it worked some because I did listen and I wanted to do better. I still relapsed after, but the first time I just thought, like, I don't know, like it was a vacation. Like, I'll just sit here and, when I get back, I'll get back to what I'm doing, meet some cool people and whatever. So have I many friends lost? Whew. That's the rough part about using for a long time. Thank you, Jennifer. Oh my gosh, Maui girl, I am so sorry for your loss. That is awful. Well, I'm going to make y'all cry probably, but let's look at some of these videos and we'll discuss on the way through. Thank you, Amber. Yeah, so I don't know. I still haven't figured out how to get people to see and get out of that denial phase. I think that you have to be supportive and be very careful, because it is easy to enable people that you love. And, and there's a video here that made me so upset. It just reminded me of with my mom. Like, I, I wasn't quite like this video, but I would beg her for like different ways to give me money or whatever. And, I'd be like, you just want me to be hurting. You just want me to be in withdrawal. I mean, addicts really manipulate a lot. I think they all do. I think we all did when we were, Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Shar, so much. Yes, Truth Seeker and I have emailed back and forth some, and I would love for you to come on and talk about some of your experiences. I'm already in tears, first of all, because you are, and second of all, because how close this hits home. Awesome, though. I'm just happy that I can connect with you guys this way. I mean, this is important. It really is. It's destroying so many lives. I think that my entire, and I've said this in a video that I'll show you guys. I made a video about Southern West Virginia for a friend of mine who was doing a documentary. And in that, I said, my whole generation is gone. It feels like we're losing an entire generation because it's all the time, it's overdoses, or, I've even seen people, my friend who passed away, she actually died from withdrawal. And I'll get into that one day. It is a really rough story, but I think that it can help a lot of people. Yeah. So let's check out some of these videos, and then as long as I don't have to show my face. No, you definitely don't. Okay, we'll check out some of these videos and then talk about it some more. These, you guys, I'm warning you now, it is rough. Okay, here we go.
Hey, it's me. I just turned 20 last week. Remember how we always talked about we'd both be in our 20s? And how exciting that would be? It's so quiet out here, and all I want to do is hear your voice. All I want is for you to get mad at me again. For us to argue again. Anything but this. Anything but this. I told you. Why didn't you listen to me? I told you this was gonna happen. Why didn't you listen? I'm sorry. I should have done something else. I should have figured something else out. I should have been the one to help you, and I didn't, and now you're here. What am I gonna do with that? What am I gonna do with that? I need you here. I need you here.
Oh, sorry. I said that addiction is really hard for the addict, but it's even just as hard, if not harder, on the family. So, I'm a mess, y'all. I told you these were, I got something in my eye. I told y'all these are rough. Okay, there's not many, but they're, this one I love, but it's crazy. So hold on.
Man, you see right here in this picture is my dad. He died 6 months ago from a heroin overdose. This right here is my brother Michael. He died when he was 17 after a night of partying, came home, laid in his bed, died from a brain aneurysm. This right here is my sister Secret. A month after my little brother died, she gets out of the city jail. She took a shot of fentanyl and cocaine, and she overdosed and died. They found her laying dead in the woods. This crazy looking guy right here was me 6 years ago. Those same demons that killed my brother, my sister, and my dad tried to take me out too. But 6 years ago, I was sitting in a jail cell and somebody put a Bible in my hand. And I started reading that thing. I asked the Holy Spirit to come in and fill me up, and He's been changing me ever since. I'm happily married to this beautiful woman of God right here. She gave me this little cutie. This is our newborn son right here. Jesus said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted."
Whew. Can you imagine? Dad, sister, and brother? It is a lonely and embarrassing road. Yes, if anybody needs help, if anybody's using right now, if anybody feels like you can't go on, so hard, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna go to my next video.
This picture right here is of my beautiful daughter and I, my firstborn and my only girl, and my whole world. This rose and this cake is the last Mother's Day gift I ever received from my daughter, and it was also the last Mother's Day we spent together. This is my mother's hand. I tap on my daughter's as she lays in the casket. My daughter lost her battle on July 1st, 2018, just months after Mother's Day. She was 4 months pregnant, and we lost them both. If you're struggling with addiction, please get help.
Okay, I'm back. But yes, if you are struggling, get help, because you don't want your mom to be like her, you know? Awful. I'm so sorry, Janessa. I know, me too. Me too. Okay. Here's another one. This one is rough, but this is the one I was talking about, where he's like begging his mom. And what this is so the guy on the right, he did the TikTok first, and it was about like just him, if you imagine it. The girl on the left, TikTok has a feature called Duet, where you can copy someone's video and react to it right beside of it. So that's kind of what this is. But
can you give me some money, please? Mom, can you give me some money, please? Stop fucking around. I can't. Mom, give me some fucking money, please. What are you doing? I'm your son.
I don't have it.
Mom, I'm in pain. How could you do this to your son, you bitch?
whew, thank you guys. Thank you, Nikki and Leisha. Thank you, Amber. Hold on 1 second. That was rough, Rose. Oh my gosh. I love you, Broken Justice. Thank you, Amber. But that's why we need to talk about this, because this is true. People are suffering. You guys, when I started crying just a minute ago, it's because I remember like begging to die. I remember thinking that dying would be easier. Oh my gosh, Broken Justice, I didn't know that. I'm so sorry. gosh. It affects everybody too. It's crazy. This one is awful. There's only 2 more, and I think they're the same guy. So
This is such a sad picture. What you see here is this helpless 4-year-old and his parents who have both overdosed in the car. I've made several videos about why it's important to pray for the drug addict and reach out and try and help them. And I get so many responses saying they shouldn't have done drugs, it's their own fault. But what about this little boy? Is it his fault? Drug addiction goes so much deeper than what you see, and it affects so many people that you don't see. So instead of making fun of people who are hurting from addiction, pray for them. Pray for kids of the families that are suffering from addiction. Now share this to somebody who needs to know the truth.
thank you, Mexi, so much. I appreciate that. That's awful. I lost 3 awesome brothers in recovery just last year. Y'all. My heart can't take it. It's so awful. Okay. Here we go. This one's pretty sweet and also sad.
There was a man who posted this picture on social media and the news picked it up. In the post, the man said, "This is how much fentanyl it takes to kill you." Then he said, "By the way, this isn't fentanyl, heroin, or meth. It's my son's ashes." He said, "Keep that in mind next time you want to get high." I want to encourage everyone on here. Drugs are killing people left and right. Please, if you need help, reach out.
Thank you, guys. I'm sorry for crying up here. I cried so much putting these videos up in my StreamYard and stuff because they're just so sad. Now there's one more video I want to show you because it has some and then I thought we could chat. Maybe some of you guys could come up and chat for a minute. But so this video is a video of mine that I did on TikTok, and my friend, I said that my friend was doing a documentary, and he asked me to help, kind of promote, but also help go around and talking to people, and he's trying to show the way that the drug epidemic has affected West Virginia. Oh, thank you, Truth Seeker. Thank you, Maxie. So I wanted to show you guys because the statistics are really crazy. Back in 2001, West Virginia was the first state to take Purdue Pharma, the makers of OxyContin, to court. West Virginia has the highest opioid death rate in the country. At the time of this Washington Post article, which was in 2018, there was 6,900 children in state's custody. And 80% of those children are there because of the drug epidemic. Virginia removes more children from their homes than any other state per capita. And the same Washington Post article mentioned that West Virginia is losing an entire generation of its people, and that is so true, and it's my generation. A friend of mine is making a documentary that will touch on this, focusing specifically on a little town called Coal City. Follow at Coal City Film for more information. I don't actually think that documentary is happening anymore. If it is, it'll be a while. Coal City is the town where we all grew up and went to school and all that stuff. But the mayor of Huntington has sued Purdue Pharma a couple times because they basically, they knew it was addictive. They knew OxyContin was addictive. They should have never gave it to anybody except for people who are dying, because it is hard to come off that stuff. It is hard. And if they would have just given it to people who were dying, then it's so wrong. They said it wasn't addictive. People believed it. The doctors would say that. So people had no problem taking it when their doctors prescribed it for little stuff that didn't even need pain medicine. But thank you, Judy. Oh, Janessa. Thank you guys so much for being so awesome. A friend just killed his girlfriend in a hotel on the 14th, and the room was filled with drugs and $30K in cash. I believe this wouldn't have happened if they weren't high. $12K. I tried to put myself on a couple of those, but I never heard anything back. I didn't really care anyways. I'm sorry, but you couldn't give me any amount of money that would make that would matter. I think after you've been addicted to drugs like that, I mean, you guys, from the time I was like 14 is the first time I started doing Lortabs, pain pills, till the time I was 27, I was on drugs. And yeah, there is nothing that could take back the suffering and everything that happened. But also, because of that, like now, the simplest things make me happy. Money, who gives a shit about money? Like, yeah, we need it. I need enough money to take care of my family, take care of Bentley, like take care of Trent, buy the things we need and want to an extent. But I don't know. It just doesn't matter. Like, I think that's a lot of addicts that are in recovery. They turn out to be just really amazing, like people, whether it would be like doing charity, just doing different things to try to help, because they've been like, when you've been to the lowest low, who, I don't know, you see beauty in everything, and you want to be nice and you want to do the right thing. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I'm on a rant. $200 a day habit. Girl. I know. Thank you, Francis, so much. Oh, no, Janelle, I know you didn't mean anything by it. I was just saying, like, for if I would have gotten money, it wouldn't have, like, made a difference. Yeah, they do get kickbacks for all the scripts they write. They make deals with these companies, and I'm sorry, but you know that they knew better. Even if they believed it wasn't addictive, but there were trials and stuff done. And then, in the first patients, why wouldn't you realize then? No, it made them so rich. The opioid epidemic has made big pharma and all, like, our government, and so it's made them so much money. It's destroyed us completely, and it's built them up. It's so messed up, man. So messed up. Okay, I'm a little behind you guys. I'm sorry. Yes, it is. After I was shot, I was hooked on Oxy's perks, Darvocet, and morphine. Oh my gosh, wow. His tolerance wasn't up there for that. I'm sorry. That's awful. Would anybody like to come up and kind of talk about this? And the topic is like that denial phase. The only reason I started with that is because I thought, if there are people at home who want to get help or struggling, or, that's the first thing, that the denial. You have to realize you need help, and there are people and places to get it, and there are people that will support you when you don't have it, because you guys, the support system is like so important. It is so important because you already feel so alone. You already feel like I don't know, just you don't feel comfortable in your own skin. Okay, hold on. Oh, thank you, Sandy, so much. Oh my gosh, Tracy, congratulations, 4 years. That is awesome. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the thing if anybody wants to come up. Then you can. I'm just trying to get through the. I am 14 years sober. I survive daily, hourly sometimes. Oh my gosh, MJ. 14 years is so wonderful. Congratulations. And, you know, having back issues with that, I don't know how you. I can't imagine that. I've thought about that. If I was to get in an accident or something and have severe pain, you know, what do you do? And it'd be really hard to fight. So, support is absolutely crucial. You have to have something to fall back on when you feel the urge or craving, especially if you haven't. Oh, and MJ, you said hourly sometimes. That reminds me, I remember like in the beginning, and they tell you, you know, just count the hours. Like if I can get through to the next hour, say it's 5, if I can make it till 6, then I'll be okay. I used to do that, and I swear I would be counting like seconds, watching a clock, like, okay, 30 seconds. I can get through the next 30 seconds. Like it is, yeah. I'm a patient at the pain clinic. Step 1, admit it. Absolutely. Hey, Anne. Remember when I felt like I was crawling out of my skin? Okay, let me put this link in here. I'm trying to catch up with the comments. Guest, invited guest. I'm a mess up here crying on YouTube and but I never realized how many people really like have a story with this. When I started posting about it, like I don't know what I expected, but I didn't expect that. But it's so awesome to have people to talk to about this stuff. There's the link. Did it post? There we go. Thank you, Patrick. I was hooked on Vicodin. I think a lot of people, especially Loratab, I mean, Oxycontin, some people, you know, maybe wouldn't take thinking that it was too strong, but a lot of people get hooked on just Loratab, Vicodin, hydrocodone. I know someone with the secret drug issue, and it hurts my soul. Me too. I have somebody in my life who comes around, and I mean, I can tell that they're high, you know, you can tell, and they deny it and deny it. I am going to try to get a couple more of these little videos. Guest. Oh, yay. Hey, Truth Seeker. Let's see if it. Hello. It said add to stream.
So you know that crazy aunt or uncle, you know, the one that you can call at like 2 or 3 in the morning. First ring, yo, yeah, Tony, what's up? Where and when? What's the problem? You know that one? Yeah, that's the entire sober community.
Hello. Hello, Truth Seeker. Yeah, MJ, I'm really, really proud of you. I'm proud of all of you guys. What happened to her? Uh-oh. This feels like a safe place. Oh, that is so awesome. I'm so glad you feel that way. My best friend that was like a brother to me started with Lortabs. He became immune, went to Roxy's, to finally heroin. Oh my God, and passed away in a Walgreens bathroom. Whew. That is awful. I am so sorry. That's how it is, though. You start small. I did too. You guys, the way that I started was I smoked pot, and I went to my friend's house, and her mom was there, right? So my friend was gone with her boyfriend, and her mom was there. And she knew like my mom would give me money to go out and stuff. And she convinced me, it was New Year's Eve. She's like, here, just snort this. It was a Lortab. And she's like, it's no different than pot. You won't even get that high. And it started there, and that's who I used with for like the first year or two. I mean, I was a kid. And yeah. Okay, my guest I think is back. Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. I had to switch headphones. I had my wireless. They don't work.
How are you?
I'm doing good. And you?
I'm okay. I'm like nervous, ball of nerves.
Don't be nervous. You're only sharing what you know. So remember that. You're speaking from the heart.
Yeah. Like I said at the beginning, I usually have notes and stuff, but I didn't even there was no need for that. I've lived it for so long. I wish I didn't know all about it.
Right? Exactly. That's why I do what I do. Those videos tug at your heart, but as an addiction leader, I see it every day. It's sad.
So what do you do? Can you explain that to us a little bit?
I'm a leader. It's for a program called Celebrate Recovery, and it's in I think I can't even say that in the 5 digits. They're everywhere. It's a faith-based recovery program, and I started doing it in 2005, and then I became a leader because I've learned it's what keeps me sober. Helping others. It keeps me out of my head, and I don't get complacent. But I did have 9 years clean, and I got complacent through a lot of trauma, and I relapsed, and now I got 4 years clean.
Oh wow, 4 years to 9 years. That's a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard coming back because it was guilt and shame that kept me from wanting to come back because, I was the leader. But, I look at my girls that it's in Celebrate Recovery, they do men with men and women with women. So you feel safe. And they were just like my daughters, and I felt like I let them all down. That's why I had such guilt and shame. And they welcomed me back with open arms. It was just I had to get out of my head and admit and get out of denial what I was doing. Yeah. And that's the only way we can do it. I've watched
shame. It's just so it's hard to explain if you haven't been through it. Like I'm trying to think of how you could explain, but just the way you feel about yourself, who you are, about just hiding. I don't know. It's rough.
Yes.
But I have a question. So your relapse, was that like a one-time thing, or was it for a while? Or
I did it for about 1.5 years. I relapsed.
Oh wow. Okay.
But it came from, like I said, trauma of my husband who tried to kill me. And I chose to live on the street. I never was homeless in my addiction before, and I had nowhere to go. And I chose to live on the street. And when you're on the street, you pretty much go back to addiction. That's one of the first things. Especially, I'm in Southern California now. I moved back home, but I was in Washington. And when it's cold, it's not just to cover the pain, it's to cover the freezing, the everything. Fear of being out there on your own, no boyfriend, no dog, just me and my bike, And then I just kept hearing a voice. God kept telling me, go back to the very beginning where you started. And I went back to 12 years later, I went back to the same inpatient program that I went to 12 years prior. It was like a redo, and everything in my life was just like I was just getting a whole another chance. And so that's kind of my message to people who feel like they've relapsed and they can't get out of it. There's hope, you know,
Yeah.
and we're proof of it, Alex. You know, we've been there, and there's always hope. And people before me treaded that, so I could see that there was hope. You know, but I was running from what everybody was trying to tell me. You know.
You know, I think we forget and we put so much weight on our shoulders. Thank God I have not relapsed since I got clean this time, almost 5 years ago. But relapse is part of recovery too. You know, it
Right.
is. It just is.
Mhm.
And you have to realize if you do, it's okay. You just get back
Right.
up and you keep going. That's why when I started, I put that intro on it, said like fall down 7 times, get up 8, because that's just the way it is. You've got to get up and keep going. Wow, that's crazy though. In Southern
Right.
California, Washington, being homeless out there, is that I bet alcoholics, that's another reason they do it when they're homeless, because it makes you warm, you know?
Right.
And,
Right. And all the craziness, because it was, I know I don't try not to speak this biblically, but I had never seen such evil until I relapsed. And, you know, in our relapse, like we say, as part of recovery, we have to ask ourselves, what am I to learn from this? So I don't do this again. And mine was, it taught me that I got complacent. I stepped away from my leadership. I thought I could do it, you know, just got in a new marriage, you know, thought I could fix him, blah, blah, blah. And the funny thing that I learned through the whole relapse, well, I learned two things. One, I used to teach about, you know, I would mentor a class into the 12 steps, and I understood addiction, and I knew what codependency was, which most of us addicts have codependency. But I always say, well, how do you lose everything, you know, when you're codependent? Well, this relapse was because of my codependency. I kept thinking I could fix my addict alcoholic husband who was very abusive, but I couldn't, you know. And I learned what true and where to set healthy boundaries. That is like key in you know, in life, because we were selfish in our addiction. We have to be selfish in our recovery too, to stay recovered. Now, I don't mean that like selfish in a bad way, you know.
yeah,
But
but
I also learned, the other thing I learned too was, you know, before, when I was an addiction leader, which I'm again, but I would, you know, people would relapse and you're like, oh, I can't go see that person because I might relapse with them. You always take a friend, you know. But in my relapse, I learned it doesn't hurt to pick up a phone and call and say, how are you doing? Because it's a lonely road out there when you're in your addiction. And if you know that just one person cares, it makes a difference. And that's what I learned from my relapse,
that's true.
you
And
know.
we isolate, you know, we get, when you're really using, you isolate. I did. And it is lonely. It really, really is. Um, I heard, you made me think of something. I remember they told us two things. Okay. One, they would say, you know, you've got to work on your recovery, because while you're in here staying
Mhm.
clean, your recovery's out there doing jumping jacks and or your addiction's out there doing jumping jacks and push ups and waiting on you, you know, to get you down. And
Yeah.
then they would say also, um, put as much work into your recovery as you put into getting high. Think about all the effort, and no one can stop you from getting high when you want to and you need to. But if you can put
Right.
in that much effort towards your recovery, then you'll be good to go.
Right. And then you have your support group. That's why it's so key to find either AA, you know, sober recovery, any addiction group, because they've all been there. And you might be afraid of people and how, and that's like one of the things that they put me in charge of, is like on our night group, you know, I'm to greet the new people, make them feel at home, because you're scared to death when you're walking into, especially if you're high. I mean, we've had people be high, and we have a large group where we worship and stuff, and we're like, as long as they're not bothering anybody, the music's getting in their head and the word, you know, they want to be here. And you know, it's like, just I don't know, I've never been one to judge because I've been there, and you know, you aren't either because you've been there. And like the, you know, the 12th step, it's like we have to give back what we've been freely given, and that keeps us sober too. So getting involved, like you're saying, because I'm bad at isolation too. That's one of my things, you know, and especially after I went through with the trauma and the abuse, It's like I trust nobody again. And I was so careful. And I think that's part of what the relapse, it taught me a lot of things. It's sad this day and age, we can't trust everybody. And I used to see the good in everybody. And now I step back and just, listen to what these people are saying. Like you said, you can tell when somebody's high, because you've been there.
You could not there's no one who could come around me and hide it. I really believe I have the detector. I can tell. Thank you, Irvin, so much. I tell you what, that was rough. I don't really want to talk about it, but I will say that being addicted to the drugs I was on and that lifestyle was a lot worse. So I could not, I just don't see myself going back to that over things like that because, yeah, it's a rough moment, but I remember I was miserable. I mean, miserable. I got really bad. I was IV drug using a lot. And it was bad. And I just don't ever want to go back to that. So.
No, that was the one thing I set my limit. I never used IV.
There's a TikTok actually where people were saying, because I used to say the same thing. I would never do that. Like, ugh. But then, I got in a situation where I knew someone who I always had them. I never, because I would never share. But then when you think, well, I have plenty of them. They're all new. It's fine. Like, I don't know. Your mind, you start tricking yourself into thinking it's okay.
The lies. Yep, they start filling your head. I did. I mean, I always said I would never reach that limit, but that last relapse I had, I got to a point where the pain was so, I had so much hatred and bitterness, and I told this guy, yeah, just do it. And then he called his dealer, which was my friend, and she said, don't you dare. And because of her, I never used intravenously. And I mean, usually we don't have friends in recovery or in addiction, but that was a friend to me because I thank her every day, now that she said, no, don't you dare. And I didn't do it. And I was grateful. But that doesn't mean, I was still using whichever way possible the thing is when I was first clean, it was the opiates that I got off. Kind of like you're saying, you never want to go back there again. I detoxed for 2 weeks in my home by myself with anxiety through the roof, counting minute by minute, sick as a dog. And in my relapse, I never went back to the opiates. Instead, I did meth, which is, not as good, but I just never went back to the opiates. I was like, there's no way. That was the worst detox I ever had in my entire life. But I've pretty much done it all, fentanyl to, everything. But that was back, and I get to that point where I look at it like God's teaching me a lesson. Like, oh God, oh no, I don't want to go back there again. With that detox. And it happened with I've smoked for 37 years. And when I was in inpatient, they showed a video about your chances of relapse for smoking. And I'm nothing against people who smoke, because I used to say, oh, I got to go out with the newcomers and smoke. Go meet the newcomers. But the chances, this video they had us watch, I'm like, I don't, at 55 years old, I don't have another relapse in me. I just don't. And then I got where I couldn't breathe. The same kind of thing. I was so sick, like when I detoxed all those years before. And now I got 3 years, 0 cigarettes, 0 nicotine. And it was just something that I have to go I have to go around the mountain a couple of times before I get it, But
I haven't stopped the cigarettes yet, but I would like to at some point. I wanted to say 2 things. First, about detox. Oh my gosh, the opiate, the needle just like intensified that so much. But for me, the hardest one was benzos. I mean, I started on Xanax and I was prescribed them, but I bought them too because I would take all mine in like 5 days or less, 90 to 120 Xanaxes in less than 5 days by myself. But I was having seizures and everything when I detoxed from that. It was, oh my gosh, it was the worst thing I've ever lived through in my life. That's when I begged God, just let me die, because I thought this is too much. I literally cannot take one more minute of it. And thank God, I got through that, and whew, I just would never go back. I would never take any kind of nerve medicine or anything ever again.
Right. It's scary, you know.
And the other thing, so Broken Justice and I, her name's Cheryl, we're trying to start
Mhm.
like some Discord support group things, but we haven't got there yet. And it's been kind of busy, but I'm new to Discord. But if
Mhm.
anybody on here uses it, let me know and we can try to make that happen. And, you know,
That would be
keep
awesome. Yeah. Yeah, it's, and like you were showing those videos, and what, they talk about the, the deaths from addiction, but it's not just from that. There's suicides. There's, there's so many domestic abuse. We see this in our true crime from drugs. It doesn't just kill with ODing. I mean, it kills in a lot of ways, and I have a good friend. When I lived in Alaska, because I had to leave my ex-husband because he, was still stalking me. I moved to Alaska and did Celebrate Recovery up there, and I met a guy who had a beautiful 21-year-old daughter, and she was addicted to heroin, and she had a warrant, and her mom thought, I'll put her in the jail to keep her clean, and well, long story short, it shows like the video cams and everything inside the jail. Inmates are saying she's not okay. She died in jail, and they won a huge lawsuit. But because they don't, they don't. I mean, I've been to jail. They don't care. They need people in the jails that check their blood pressure. They didn't even send her to the nurse. They just ignore her, and she died at 21 years old from a detoxing. And it's a
that is
sad case.
That's what happened to my friend, the detoxing, and it was a similar thing. I took her to the
Mhm.
hospital, sat with her all night long, and because she never wanted to get clean. Finally, she was in such bad withdrawal. I showed up at her house. She was sitting in a puddle of her own urine. She had knots
Mm.
all over her forehead. She thought I was her mom, and then she kept telling me a little boy was in there. No one was there. She had
Mm.
knots from every time she stood up, her legs would give out, and she was knocking herself out on the walls and the floor. And her
Oh,
hair
jeez.
was in one giant dreadlock. I went and helped her get cleaned off in the shower, cut her hair. We cut the dreadlock out. And she's like, okay, I do want to get help. Finally, she realized that she wasn't okay. Something was going on and she wanted to go. And the hospital, she didn't have insurance. And they said they
No.
didn't have a detox program and they couldn't keep her. And they have a mental health ward where they do detoxes and stuff. But just because she didn't have insurance, so our systems need to be reworked, the jails and
Yes,
state hospitals and stuff. Um,
definitely need to, because I mean it's an epidemic. Addiction is no joke,
yeah,
and I
it
think it
really
has a
is.
lot to do with the mental health. And it goes in both ways because I was diagnosed manic bipolar when I was 20, so I dual diagnosed. And when I used meth, it calmed me down. But
Yes, a lot
it,
of people are dual diagnosis.
mm,
Angie, thank you so much. I saw you in there and was gonna say hi. Angie is an awesome friend of mine. And then Patty said, so Discord is like well, I'm new to it, so I don't know much, but it's a social media platform where you can chat with a group of people or you can chat one-on-one and different things like that. And people you can upload files and you can do all kinds of stuff. It's just a place other than Facebook groups that we thought that we could get together a group.
that would
But
be awesome.
yeah, that would be awesome. I'm so glad I got to finally talk to you. We talked
I
months
know.
ago.
Well, I moved to Southern California with my son, so he had gotten out of the Marines, and Mom, come down here, and this is where I grew up, and I'm happy to be back, away from the stalking ex. And I feel blessed, and yeah, and if there's anybody out there that needs help or just needs a ear, someone to be an ear to listen or to pray with them or something, I'm here.
Awesome.
Because I've been there
And
without judgment.
you would be awesome, like part of that group, the Discord group.
Hmm. I'd be happy to do it. I would love,
Oh, that would be so
because I
awesome.
have a lot of resources, and I'm learning more down here, because I had them all up there, but so many, I go into the jails and speak to the girls and stuff like that. And I would be happy to, if, sometimes we just need somebody who understands, that doesn't judge. Validation is key, I think, and to know that I think the biggest thing is we don't feel that we're loved when we're addicts, and to know that they're loved no matter what, you know. And yeah, when I do street ministry, I have a lot of them say, "Oh, but you don't know what I've done." I said, "But you don't know what I've done." We all, have been there, so we can't judge.
And
So,
isn't it funny though? Someone put this in the comments. Thank you, Broken Justice. Yes, we do need volunteers that will help in the groups. Someone put in the comments like, the thing I hate about rehab is that I've done more drugs than you, or no, I didn't. And that is so true. People, they one up each other about who's done more.
that's true.
But you know what? You've only had it as hard as you've had it.
Right.
I've never lost anyone in my life, but my dog died, and that broke my heart.
Oh,
Well, I'm just saying, again.
right.
And then say
I'm a
you
dog
have
lover, so.
sorry. Say you have lost, like, a bunch of people. Well, that doesn't mean that me losing my dog wasn't just the most painful thing on earth to me, because I've never been through, you know what I'm saying? So our worst is only our worst. We can't, so I never liked that. That always kind of,
Yeah. But that's what we learn in recovery is coping skills, so that we don't have to go back to the drug when we're in pain of losing somebody. I lost my sister last September of cancer, and it's like, but I was given those coping skills. Yes, I was grieving, but I was able to walk through it. And because of my spirituality and my relationship with Jesus is what got me through, to be completely honest.
well, a lot of people, that is what helps them through spirituality or religion. For me, I don't. That wasn't a huge part of my recovery. It was my baby. I just wanted to have my baby, for him to be healthy, to live, to be able to take care of him, and that was it. Like, live my happy little life by myself. So, but yeah, I totally love.
That's your calling, a mother.
It's my baby, and
Yes.
that's how I got sober. I tried so many times. I've been to rehabs and all these things, but when I got pregnant, I knew, I'm not having a baby on drugs. I am not losing my child. I'm not going through this. I already had a child, so I didn't want any issues for him either. And that was the only way, like the only option.
Right.
And it was easy, I think, because I didn't feel like using was even an option. It was so much easier than any other time I tried to get clean.
Right.
My email is also in the description box.
And she's quick at answering. I like it.
Hey, we emailed a lot back and forth. I loved it. You told me the whole story, and which was
I sent you my testimony.
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I think you should share that all the time. It is so powerful and inspiring and wonderful.
I haven't done it for a while because of COVID. Everything's been shut, but usually I'll go to different Celebrate recoveries in the area, and they have us share. And I had to rewrite it after my relapse and my trauma. I had a whole nother thing, but they have like a timeline, so it's not too long and double spaced, and But I got to get back into it now that everything's opened up, especially here in California.
Yeah. How's the way? But thank you so much, Amber. Thank you so much. I love Amber. Her channel's always in the description box, so go check it out if you haven't. But
yes, I love Amber.
She's awesome. What's the weather like in Southern California? Is it like really hot or?
No, it's actually, I was looking at the weather. My mom in Washington, it's going to be 111 in Washington, and it stays in the 80s right here. But it's not humid like in Washington. I don't like humidity. I like dry. And I've been doing 4 miles a day, did a 7-mile hike because I don't have a dog because I, wasn't ready didn't have a good place to live. And my son has his service dog. So she's a black lab and a pup, and she goes everywhere with me. So I just really enjoy the freedom and the weather and the sunsets.
That's awesome. It looks beautiful. I would love to go, but I'm not really. I don't think I would ride an airplane, so I'd have to drive all the way across country. Thank you,
You
Mike
could
and
do it.
Dawn, so much. Maybe one day. If I do, I'll be calling you, though. We'll go out and have
Okay. Well,
something like that.
yeah, it's funny because since my relapse and and when I went into recovery, I've been waiting 2 years for Social Security for my PTSD from my abuse, and I finally got it. And I have pretty much, I don't want to say homeless. I stay with family and friends, but I've been to 13 states without a job or income. God just sends me for recovery here and there. And I got to
Well,
go to Tennessee for the first time, but that's the farthest I've ever been over there.
oh, maybe you could come out to West Virginia sometime.
Yes, I'd love to. I want to buy, that's my plan on my retirement. I'm going to buy a trailer, really nice new trailer and truck, 4-wheel drive, and my dog, and I'm just going to travel to all the recovery places. That's what I want to do.
That would be awesome. Really awesome.
And
I've,
share
I've
my
always
testimony.
That'd be great. And just pull your trailer
Yeah.
around from town to town, park at little beach campsites and stuff. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I got it all planned out.
Vanessa says, I can't vocalize quite yet all that's in my head and heart about this, but I know that if there's anywhere safe to do it, it's here. Thank you, Alex, and all here. Oh, Janessa, you are always welcome to come chat. I would anytime, and you will definitely be protected. We'll keep you safe. And then Mike, thank you so much. I appreciate that, you guys. Yeah.
Well, do you want me to get off here so someone else can get on?
No, you can stay on, but let's
Oh,
see if anybody else wants to come up and talk for a minute. I mean, I kind of picked a topic but we don't have to have a topic. I just thought if there was nothing else to say. But let me see if anybody else would like to get on. You can stay on. You can go, whatever
okay,
you can do.
whichever.
Okay. Well, just stay. I think you're like probably think if someone is really needing someone to talk to, you're one of the most perfect people to be up there.
And you could, I don't know if you have it, but you could always put my email.
Okay. Yeah, I would love to get that so I can share it so that people have it. Thank you, Woofy, so much. And then Mike said, thanks for everything needed today. Oh, thank you, Mike, for everything. Yeah, thank you, Micah. If somebody else wants to come up here and talk about it, or, if no one's feeling it yet, that's okay too. But it's hard to talk about these things. I mean, I thought I was ready, and then like right before, I couldn't get myself together. I don't have asthma, but I have an inhaler from a cold I had, and I was like trying to hit that because I couldn't breathe. I was so anxious, and I was trembling, and yeah, it's hard to talk about that.
After you do it for a long time, it's okay. You'll get it. Because I've learned, I learned that I can talk easily if I know what I'm talking about. Get my ducks in a row. Well, this I know because we've lived it. So it's just, but I commend you. It takes bravery, but that's, you're sharing, I pray that it just reaches one person that needs to hear it today.
Thank you so much. That's what I was thinking. Like, even when the first post I made about it, I thought, well, if it can help even one person, I don't have to like save tons of people. I would love to, but I don't need to. But if I can just help one person, oh, thank you, Andrew, so much. Let's see, we have a guest. Oh,
yay!
It won't hold on. Let's see. For some reason, it's not letting me bring her in here. It says edit name from studio or banned from studio. Let's see. Do you guys know, like, when you go
it had me type my name in, so I don't know.
It is saying edit name. That's the first thing it says. But then it says edit name, kick from studio. Here, let me see if I change your name, if it will do anything. I'm just going to change it to just Jeep Girl. No? What in the world? Hold on.
Just have to kick out and try it again? Because it kicked me out once.
Okay, let's see. Do you mind to do that, Jeep Girl, to try to exit and then click it again? I'll post the link again. I'm sorry. Like usually when your guest, when you go to bring them on, their name is circled by like a blue it's highlighted with blue, and hers is not even highlighted with blue or anything. So it's like it's not even available to click on. I'm gonna kick her. I'm gonna press kick from studio and then hit the link again and try to come back in. If you kick guest is what it says, like you're kicking them. Now, okay, there she is. No, what in the world? Maybe because you don't have an icon. Can you pick a picture for an icon? Dang it, I'm so sorry. That stinks. Oh, crazy mama. Another West Virginia girl. I know drugs are bad everywhere though, but man, they have just destroyed my town, the whole county, and the surrounding counties. It's bad. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Let's see. Can you hear me still? Alex, did you have brain fog after you quit doing drugs? I still have it all the time. So yeah, I think like sometimes I wonder if I damaged my brain or anything like that, because I used to be really smart when I was younger. But I mean, I don't know. Hopefully I didn't. But I cannot hear. Can you guys hear me? Because I don't hear you, Truth Seeker, and I'm so sad that she was Jeep Girl wasn't able to come on. You can do brain building activities. I know. I also got some supplements that are like supposed to help you think quicker and just more productively. You can hear me fine. Truth Seeker.
You couldn't hear me because I was doing my picture.
Oh, I love your picture. You're so
Thank you. I
pretty.
didn't know didn't have a picture on it. No shame in my game. Don't have my face.
Never been on
Anonymity is no.
I love your hair color. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's a box. Number 66.
That's all right. Jeep Girl, it says that happened to me before the first panel I went on, which was a long time ago. But anyways, not that long ago, but it's not important who it was, so I'm going to continue with my sentence. But
that's why I was wondering if she's been on before, because it happened to me the first time I went on too.
Yeah, I had to change to like Chrome, I think. I have to exit the window you're in or click open in Chrome, and then it should be okay.
Yeah.
I heard it takes
it takes a while to get your head clear for a long time. I mean, you think about it, what it does, but I heard someone in there say do brain games or what. It does help,
Yeah, like crosswords and different things like that. Oh,
or just reading.
Oh, okay, that's cool. No, Irvin, there's nobody backstage. You can come. I mean, and plus you can have a bunch of people on at one time. Let me see. Irvin is also
everybody come on.
Come on. No. Yeah, I would love to hear what he has to say too. He's also in recovery, and he's always he's very good with true crime stuff too. Irvin, go up. Irvin. There's also brain building activities and supplements like Nuriva. I'm taking a supplement now, but there's not much in it. I know alpha lipoic acid is one of the main things in it for to heal the brain. Janessa, maybe others should go first. I'm sure others have. No, there's nobody in line anyways. We're just sitting here chatting now. And yeah, society we live in today puts so many people in difficult positions. All you got to do is just say no.
But I think sometimes, it's not really the drugs and alcohol. It's what goes deeper. That's where the healing needs to begin. Is what are we numbing? There's something somewhere, a trauma, something. And once
That
we
is
get that,
true.
yeah, once we work on that, then the healing begins.
Yeah. And I don't know. Some of those things, I don't know. Is it even possible to heal from all of it? I don't know. Or do you just
It's crazy.
learn to live with it? Because for me, some of my stuff, I just try not to think about it, But I at this point in my life, I just don't think drugs would benefit me at all. But the one way I could see myself relapsing is like maybe if something happened to my kids or something like that. I think that would be hard to get through.
But as you go, just keep working your recovery. Like we have, I don't mean to be cliche, but we have a saying like with the pain, you can't heal a wound by saying it's not there. So
Yeah.
you have to find someone you can trust and share. And I do it biblically because that's what the Bible says, share it to someone else, and then you can pray about it and you do get healed. I'm not far from it. I need a lot of healing skill, from the trauma.
I have another video I want to show you. I was gonna save this for my video I was putting together, but there's plenty more and I'll find more. But this one right here is just there's two that I didn't play. One I played for a second, and then this one just broke my heart seeing this, but I remember being like this. I remember burning my leg. I still have scars because of all the times I fell asleep with a cigarette in my mouth or whatever, and burning my clothes, and this is just heartbreaking, but this is the reality of it. Here.
Monica. Monica, wake up. What? I come to get the kids, I guess. You're not moving.
Mickey, you need to put it back.
Mickey doesn't have anything.
She just brought a whole bag full of.
Huh?
She just brought a whole bag full.
Monica, this is so sad. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. Monica. Monica, wake up.
You got me on FaceTime?
No, but I should.
And the cool ganache balls are dipped in the tempered dark chocolate. And you have bocce.
Wow. I remember those days.
I know. And then she was there to get her. Now, this happened to, my cousin's girlfriend, who I'm friendly with, we're friends, but we don't hang out, so I wouldn't call her a friend. And I don't know if she uses drugs. I don't think so. I know she smokes weed and stuff like that, but not like using drugs. She might drink alcohol. The reason I mentioned the weed and alcohol is because of what happened. But her mom went to get her kids and couldn't wake her up, and she wakes up and the kids are gone. And
My God.
I don't know why she was sleeping so hard. She stays up all night, so that alone probably why, or maybe smoking, and I don't think she had drank. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, and that's what was happening there. If you hear the mom, she's like, "I'm here to get the kids." I mean, golly, I mean, someone could take your kids and you wouldn't know until you woke up ready to get high again. And that's horrible. Scary.
That's scary.
It is scary. Thank you, Urban.
Especially with all the kids missing.
I know. And I think about that sometimes. Like that video that I showed with the kid in the back and the parents passed out. And I thought in other situations right now, there's a case I'm following, and I'm curious about the drug use of the parents. And I wonder if that makes them more likely to have some kind of accident or be hurt or, kidnapped, murdered, whatever. I'm sure it does. Because the people around, the people you associate with are worse when you're using. And
yes,
it seems like a lot of these kids are in households that you question, I mean, even the Cash Gurnan case, and that's one I'll say who it is.
Hmm.
The other one, I don't want to start rumors like that, but there has been a lot of public speculation about drugs in that case and the adults being on drugs and stuff. And, had they not been, I don't know, it just, they're dangerous for many, many reasons. That's my
Right. I mean, we can't even take care of ourselves when we're addicts, let alone a child.
I know. Tracy with an my husband took a video of me on benzos like that at first. I was mad, but I'm glad I saved it. Oh, that's awesome though to have to rewatch and make you think, I don't want to go back to that. But also, I bet it's hard to see yourself like that.
That's, but it's good that he did it out of love, I think, because, we are in denial. No, I don't act like that. And when you see
Hmm.
yourself, you're going, oh my Lord.
Yeah. Mm. Angie, my girlfriend was addicted to Oxy for 2 years. Oh, that's awesome, Angie. Lori said she always carries Narcan in her purse. I have some Narcan as well in my house. It's old, but I
Hmm.
wonder if that goes bad.
I don't know.
I've got it sitting there for
Hmm.
emergencies, but it's been there since like when I first got clean. I was given it. So let's see. There was one more video I can show. Irvin, are you not going to come up? We as a former addict, we realize people who are on drugs. Absolutely.
Exactly, Tracy.
Um, Looking beyond, I like what your guest said. Start setting different boundaries and sticking by them. I do too. Boundaries are important. They are super important. And people don't set them and some people get mad when you set them. I've had that happen recently. Like boundaries are important.
And if they don't like it, oh well. And that comes with age too. I used to be a people pleaser, worried what people thought. I'm not like that no more. It's like I'm me. If you like it or not, oh well. you know. And you learn the healthy boundaries. And I've read what was that? There was a book, Boundaries. First I read Boundaries in Marriage, Boundaries in Children, Boundaries. Townsend wrote it, and it's a really good book. I had to take it in one of the women's houses, a class, when I was in Alaska, and it's a good book to help you to do healthy boundaries.
Cool. Let's see. I have one more video I can show you. I don't think Urban's coming, but here, let's see this one. I don't even remember which one this was, but I put it here, so I think we'll play it. Oh no.
So that crazy aunt or uncle, the one that you can call it like 2 or 3 in the morning. First ring, yo, yeah, Tony, what's up? Where and when? What's the problem? You know that one? Yeah, that's the entire sober community.
Aw,
Yeah, yeah.
I'd love to come up and share my story. I've shared some on my channel and planned on doing live streams similar, but I have a lot going on, so I can't today. But would love to be a part of something bigger. Yes, MJ, that would be
I would
awesome.
love to hear it, MJ.
I would too. That would be awesome. And you should start doing the lives like this on your channel. And that's just more support and more places for people to go um that need the help. I think that'd be awesome. And you said that you would love to do the Discord thing, so we can turn this into something bigger that could help people and can make a difference. And instead of all the pointless stuff that we're wasting our time watching and hearing, why not like waste our
Right?
time on something that counts for something?
If it can just save one. I didn't know MJ had a channel. I've seen her on a million things. I guess I'll have to go find her and Broken Justice.
I didn't know MJ did either. I knew that she would, like, I've seen her, I see her everywhere, but I'll have to go watch some of your videos. I didn't know that. Irvin said he's just a little shy and intimidated. And Lori said, Irvin, go up. I love hearing your voice. Irvin, you do not have to share your story. You can just get up and talk for a second about whatever, comes up in chat or what we're chatting about. And then if you feel comfortable, then you can. Would
Yeah.
love them. So many former addicts need a place to go to talk to you guys. Using your platforms is awesome, awesome, awesome.
I
Yay.
agree. There's not really anybody out there that does that. Hey, Alex, I hear you're calling.
Well, I mean, it's not what I expected, but I'll be here to do it because I enjoy it and I want to help and I want to talk about it. Never expected that to be what would be known as like my calling. A couple people have said that in here too. Oh, there's Irvin.
Hmm.
Hey,
Hey guys.
hey,
Hi, Irvin.
Hi.
how
I'm
are you?
great. How are you guys?
Doing awesome.
Oh, well, we are all here for you, Irvin. Alex's safe space. Oh, thank
Yes.
you. Love you
I
so much.
appreciate that, you guys. So we're talking about, I guess, addiction and what was your topic, Alice? Addiction and I guess
Denied.
denial. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the denial part. I mean, I'm only speaking on my experience. You after all the surgeries and stuff, I say to myself, well, you did have a lot of surgeries, you're hurt, so you do need these. But I was denying the fact that I'm feeling a lot better, but I wanted to continue on the pill. So I was making a whole bunch of excuses just to stay on it. And then once you
Mm-hmm.
get hooked, it was very embarrassing to let anyone know, that pills and stuff like that. I just wasn't a good look
Mm-hmm.
and what happened was someone died like that. A friend of a friend we knew, and he died. I guess he was on pills and no one knew. And I didn't know I was on pills too, but they were saying, he's that's so fucking stupid. That's embarrassing. Why the hell is he on it? I don't like people who are on pills. And, I just was like, oh crap. Now I don't even want to tell him what's going on because I'm also in that same spot, and that could have been me. That's
Yep.
one of the reasons also why we feel like, yeah, like we don't want to stop. I mean, withdrawals is a bitch, and say you got a full time job. Now what? What are you gonna tell them? Hey, I'm gonna go withdraw. Like, that's already embarrassing itself, and you might lose your employment.
Hey, Irvin.
And there's so many
I don't.
ways.
Irvin.
Yes,
Hello.
I'm
I
sorry.
don't want to interrupt you, but we can't hear you that well. I can hear you, but not as well
Oh,
as
okay,
I
okay.
think that. Yeah. So if you could just maybe talk a little closer to your mic or something like that. There's
Can you guys hear me? I'm so sorry.
yes, that's perfect. That is so perfect.
Yes,
And
much better.
I don't want to lose this comment. Lee Free. There is AA, NA, and then also there's support groups for family members of addicts called Al-Anon and Nar-Anon. So if you know, if anybody needs that, you should definitely look that up because that could help a lot of people. But okay, continue, Irvin. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Where was the last time you guys could actually hear me?
Well, you were saying that you're like, um, it was so embarrassing, and that's kind of where the last part I heard, and you got muffled. You were ashamed to admit it, and it's embarrassing, and
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's very embarrassing, and a friend of ours died, and they were talking about they didn't even know he was on pills. You know what a what a bitch he was for doing that, and they hate everyone who's doing drugs and on pills, and they didn't even know I was on pills. So now I'm even more afraid to tell them what the hell's going on. So like there was so many reasons why I was afraid to come out and thinking I'm alone in this, and you're afraid how your family, your loved ones will look at you, and it's not as easy as people think where you're just gonna go out and reach help. A lot of times it's the embarrassment part, and it just sucks overall because like right now that we see that there's a group of us here and it's very supportive, but in real life that's really hard to find. Well, in my life anyway, there was no one I could like reach out and talk to like this. But I mean, I'm glad this group exists.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, now you have a place you can reach out if and you need to talk about stuff like this. And always know that you can reach out to me privately about anything, and it will stay private. Um, for sure. And Jeep Girl, yeah, you can come up with all of us. If Go
Come
ahead.
on, girl.
The more the merrier, I guess.
I'll post the link
That's what.
again. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to tell him that's why it's so important to find, and it may take one or two times to find the group that you can relate to. Other guys that have gone through it that can lean up. That's what brothers and sisters are for, to help you lean, and who've been there, who understand. Because when we do tell, just like when I told my mom, she doesn't, well, why don't you just stop? They don't
Mm-hmm.
understand.
It's not that easy.
And yeah, it's not that way. And by going in and going to a meeting, not just, sharing your story, but just listening to what others people have been through and how they got out of it, they come alongside you and lift you up, and you go, I can do that too. It's like a revelation in a way. So it's kind of like trying to find a meeting that fits you. Like we were
Yeah.
saying, there's AANA. I've been to all of them. I share my story at all of them. And then I do, like I said, Celebrate Recovery. There's 30,000 of them, but they're in churches. If you want a faith-based one, if you don't want a faith-based one, then I say AA or NA. It just depends on how what leads. Each person is different. You know.
I found one pretty good NA group, but I I just, it wasn't that convenient, and there was a lot happening in my life. I enjoyed it so much, and I love the people, but it just wasn't the right fit based on, plus COVID
Right.
happened and stuff, and yeah, so, and by
Right.
the way, I do want to say, Lee Free, I, I appreciate you being here and everything, and you are so welcome here. But I don't want anybody to feel like they can't comment. Sometimes we say things and we just don't say it the right way, or you're nervous talking about this stuff, but we cannot judge each other based on the certain terms that we use or whatever. That's not the point of this. You know what I mean? So let's try to be forgiving to each other, and if we mess up and say the wrong thing, that's okay. It's not a big deal, you know.
We call it grace. Just
Yeah,
giving grace to each other.
absolutely. Hey, Melissa. Urban, so what was it that made you decide that you wanted to, like, change and live a better life?
Well, while I was heavy on, drugs, I always wanted to stop. You just get so tired of the same old things. You feel, your tolerance goes so high that you don't even feel it. And then you're always counting how much you got, and you're like, wait, should I go out today because I don't want to feel like crap and be mean to everyone because I'm low on pills and stuff like that. It was just getting
Mm.
tiring. And the reason, I guess, why I stopped, it wasn't my choice. What happened was the dealer I go to, I guess he got into like some sort of trouble and whatnot. So then I had no access to it. But addicts were very resourceful, and we always find ways and stuff like that. Then I used my medical issues to doctors to get some pills and stuff like that. But eventually that you can only get so much. And again, like, I got just so tired of it, and all I did was like take small steps at a time after the withdrawal period. And I just started going back to things I used to do before all of this. Play some basketball, even though I'm not as good anymore. I just shoot around and have fun. And later, the more I kept myself busy, I realized that I wasn't even thinking about it. And I look back and like, wow, a month went by and I haven't done anything. And like, you give yourself a pat on the back.
Mm.
And you do want to share that with your friends, but they didn't know I was on it. And from what they said about they don't like people on pills, they think they're a piece of shit and all of that. So you still don't want to come out, yet you needed that support and that pat on the back. So I did want to tell someone, hey, you know what, it's been a month, I haven't done anything, kind of thing. But
Yeah.
didn't have that.
That sucks. I wish that you would have found, I wish you would have found a place like that, which everything happens for a reason, even though that wasn't your choice to quit. Thank God it happened. And once you had a moment sober where you could think straight, then it became your choice. Then you realize, hey, I don't want to go back to that. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
well,
exactly. I mean, once I got out of it, I just started thinking back and thinking, what the heck was I doing with my life? I'm always at home just looking for the next fix. The only people I knew and called were my dealers. I mean, that it just started to seem pathetic after, you start thinking a little clearly and you start to pick yourself up slowly.
absolutely. And oh my God, I was the same way. The only people I interacted with were my
Mhm.
dealers, and even family I didn't want to interact with. But if I would not have had, like, let's say it's, Christmas dinner, but I was sick, I wasn't going. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It
exactly.
stopped
Every
me from everything.
my whole life revolved around narcotics, and it was such a mess. But when you're on the drugs, you don't even think of it that way. You're just to you. I mean, well, to me, anyways, I was just having fun. I was just enjoying myself, and it was my way to, I guess, cope with some loneliness and abandonment, betrayal, and all of that. And I guess as a dude, we're not really, supposed to be talking about this, getting a little emotional and stuff. And so all I did was just turn to drugs, find the next pill, and I could care less about friends, family, or no one. All I cared about was drugs. And I used to say to myself, hey, as long as I got my pills, I'm good. If I lose my house, so what? As long, I mean,
Yes,
I can live
that
in a
is
box, yeah, and as
crazy.
long as I have my pills, I am cherry.
That is crazy because I was the same way, and I did. I stayed in I stayed at dope houses for a while. I dated guys that sold drugs, and they were filthy. Now I can't stand my house being a mess, but I put up with a lot that I would have never before. Quickly, I do want to say though, so Jeep Girl and Truth Seeker are both backstage, but so when they first, just now when I brought you back up, Truth Seeker, it took a second and it had like the camera off and there's no option to bring you up now. And the same thing is happening with Jeep Girl again. Dave is in here. Dave, do you know why it would do that? Like, it says they're back there, but it's not even blue or give me the option to bring them up front. And Truth Seeker, when you changed your picture a minute ago, it gave me the option. Maybe you guys, I don't know. I don't know what maybe you have to have an icon or, I'm not sure. But if it doesn't work, Jeep Girl and then Truth Seeker, I don't know why yours was just working. But next time we can plan ahead and practice and make sure that we have it where you can come up. Because I want anybody who wants the opportunity to talk about this, I want to make sure that you can. Um, but yeah, it's not even giving me the option.
Dang. Hey, Ali, real quick, I wanted to ask you, with the recent troubles you had recently, I mean, did you have to fight hard to like relapse and stuff like that?
No.
That's great. I mean, you completely just got away from that. I wish I had that mindset and strength at the time. When I was sober and clear, it was a daily trouble for me to like stay sober because any little thing that would set me off or give me some stress, the only thing I could think of is I wanted to feel good. So, I only knew to take drugs just to feel good. And it was a tough battle, even to this day. I mean, it's so easy for me to make an excuse thinking, oh, well, I wasn't stressed, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go ahead and take something for it. But I mean, that's awesome. You didn't even think about that. That's strength right there.
Well, I don't know how, because I don't know. I guess the strength, I didn't realize what I had in me. And I felt there, there were many times that I wanted to respond and kind of talk about things from my perspective and everything because I saw things quite a bit differently in many of those situations that were happening. But I just want to have a peaceful life. I don't want to deal with that stuff, and there's no winning, you know, with that. So the only thing, it's hard to have people look at you in a way that you're not. You know, it's hard to be judged on things that you don't see in yourself. And, you know, that's really hard and it's hurtful. Especially when you just want to be positive and do the right thing, make a difference, you know, get more awareness out to little children who are being hurt, or, you know, whatever. I'm not on YouTube to argue or to do drama. I just want to help and to make friends with people who have common interests. And yeah, so it that was hard, but I never wanted to get high. Now I will say I hadn't drank for a while, and I don't drink now. I saw some comments where people were like, you know, she's sober, but she drank a glass of wine. I did. I drank like 2 or 3 days out of that, just one glass of wine that night. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I never had an issue with alcohol and stuff, and I drank one glass of wine. I have no tolerance. I can't handle it, and it makes me feel like crap. But so I guess I did kind of, in a way, you know, use substances to help with that, but also, you know, it never helps. You know, using drugs in those kind of situations, it just makes it worse. So I think I don't know. Yeah.
No, well, I mean, that's great. You know, that just shows, to me, strength, anyways. And yeah, I think you did the right thing by, I guess, not responding. Sometimes this is the best response. I mean, I get to defend yourself, but in the world of YouTube, you know, no matter what you say, there's always going to be someone who doubts it and say something bad. Look, you had a glass of wine already. You know, people had an issue with that. But I mean, come on, really?
Mhm. You know, sometimes I think when people don't like you, they'll just talk about whatever. And this was a random person that I don't know. I saw it in chat. But, you know, it bothered me. There were a lot of things that were said that didn't bother me, but that bothered me because I'm like, wait a minute. I am 31 years old and I take care of my kids every day. I do what I'm supposed to do. I don't hurt nobody. If I want to drink one glass of wine on a hard day at night, don't tell me I'm not in recovery. You didn't see me 5 years ago living in a dope house shooting up every day. You know what I mean? Taking 30 Xanax a day. Don't tell me. And
Yeah.
that's just the truth about it. Um,
You know, no one knows your story, no one sees your past, and they're always just trying to get a rise from you. And you handled that, you know, very good. Very, I mean, you handled it better than most, I would say.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Matt says, do we still crave and do you ever get caught off guard? You
Yeah.
first.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. Was it me? I'm sorry.
Well,
Who?
Matt said, do you guys still crave and do you ever get caught off guard?
Honestly, yeah. And I I guess I consider myself sober, but not to lie, every here and there I'll pop a pill when I'm just having like an extremely painful day. But it's not to the point where I'm like looking for a dealer, try to find something. And like I don't. Before I would carry, again, bottles of pills. I sound like maracas walking around. But now it's like, yeah, I don't even care or think about it. Like if like I don't have any, oh well, kind of thing.
I used to be the same way. My purse would be like,
Yeah.
clunking along with all the pills and stuff. Thankfully, I don't really crave that much anymore. I won't say never. I used to think about it daily, and now I cannot picture myself. I know I don't want it, and I don't think about it like that. But I guess every now and then, maybe, but it's not that bad anymore that I can think of the last time that I really had a craving.
No, yeah, and I guess I understand. I guess because I'm also in the same situation. I do pop here and there. It's just whatever, but it's not to the point like before. Like now, I would take maybe a pill a month, kind of thing. Sometimes, not for a long time, but It's not to where it used to be. And I guess a short answer, yes, I still do get caught off guard. And yeah, I'll admit I'll still do it here and there.
Well, you know what? That's okay. You're doing your best and you're trying and you realize that you've had issues. And like Bryn says, you don't let other people dictate your sobriety. And it's hard because when it's something like your sobriety, that is important. That is like the core of who you are, your heart and soul, and
Yeah.
so it can be hard with that, but oh, Jeep girl, I changed my browser so it might work now. Yay! Then hold on, I'll post. Or do I need to post it again? Let me try. And then Truth Seeker, I'm sorry you can't get back up. That sucks. But I definitely do want to, do everything we talked about. So we'll.
Cool. Hey, you want to try if I hop on and see if she can hop on? Maybe that's an issue.
Yeah, I mean I don't think that's what it is, but go for it. That's fine with me.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'll let someone hop on. Maybe that'll work. I'll be in
Okay.
chat, but thanks for giving me the chance to talk, Allie.
Well, thank you for coming up and hope you come back up next time.
Aloha.
Bye. Lori Pickard, for the negative comments I made about you, I'm sorry. I was falling down the rabbit hole. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I don't know what you said about me and I don't want to know, but it's okay. It takes a lot to say sorry. Jeep girl, it is not letting me do it still. I don't know what in the world. Thank you, Janessa. Yeah, that really stinks. It's not even an option. I'm gonna screenshot this so I can try to get help with it later. But Jeep Girl, I really want you to come up and share your story and everything that's on your heart. But if we can't get it tonight, then you could just send me an email and then we can practice and make sure that we can do it. Oh, Nikki, I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, Nikki, go get some rest and, do whatever you have to do to get through and take care of yourself. Um, you know, let's see, we have the guest. No, it's not allowing you guys. What in the world? This stinks. Coming up and letting me talk feels like I got some weight off my shoulders. That's an amazing feeling. Oh, Irvin, that's so wonderful. I like the way you talk. Who, me? Oh, that's another thing. I've got so many comments about how annoying my voice is and how does anybody listen to her? I mean, people are freaking mean, you guys. Why? What inside of you feels so bad that you have to attack people you do not know, that you don't know anything about, you don't know the situation, and you're going to make comments like that? Why are people so mean? I don't get it. Learning coping skills and learning how to say words as a person are all part of successful recovery. I love the country accent. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Tiff. Thank you, guys. Jennifer, Crazy Mama. That is so sweet because, yeah, apparently my voice is just so annoying. People are cruel. And you're exactly right. Hurt people hurt people. I thought that as soon as I said what is inside of you, because when you're treating people like that, you cannot be happy inside, and yeah. Dan, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, MJ's Life. You are so awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, did I ever end up in trouble with the law to fund your addiction? No, but I did get in trouble a couple times for stealing beer on beer runs. Like me and my friends used to do that, and it's just so stupid. There's hopefully no kids watching, but if there is, don't ever do that stuff. But so yeah, I got in trouble for that a couple times, but that was it. Thank God. My mother was that's why that TikTok was like so hurtful to watch. My mom, you know, helped me. She enabled me, but it was out of love. She never wanted to see me hurt, and I took advantage of her. And it was hard. It's hard, like the guilt and shame that I have over the things that I did in my addiction, not really like illegal or hurting anybody, but just like, manipulating and using and just nothing matters. Like, get high at all costs. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. Some people have so much time and they just don't watch and keep it. Yeah, exactly. This has been so fun, you guys. I am so glad that we did this. I'm going to start doing these videos weekly. And I demonetized this video so I could post those TikToks that had music, but there's a bunch more that don't actually have music that I'm going to put all together. So keep your eyes out for that, because they are touching and special and important. And yeah, I think that they could really help. Oh, thank you, Janessa. Oh man, Nikki, that sucks. Do you have sciatic nerve issues? Because I have really bad sciatica, and there's been twice I've had spells that were so bad I couldn't stand up straight. I had to crawl around to take care of the baby and my baby and stuff, who was little at the time. All right, crazy mama. Don't drive crazy. Just be careful. Oh, thank you, Matt. Thank you. My TikTok is Alex Erickson 11, but the TikToks that I'm going to be sharing are not mine. But and if you follow me on TikTok, MJ, let me know so I can follow you back. Because I don't really see, I don't know if you just followed me, I wouldn't probably know it was you. Aw, and I was just thinking I know you had that show. Well, next Thursday, I will be there. And from the Animal Intuitive channel, she's awesome. She's been on here before. She reads your animals and stuff. She's starting a new series where, the callers can call in from home and she can communicate with your animal, so I know that so many of you guys would love that. I had many people telling me when we did the video together, they wish that she could read their pets. So yeah, if you're interested in that, go subscribe to her. And then on Thursday or Thursday, go have your animals mind read and find out, what they think about you. I did. My cat loves me. And yeah. Oh, thank you, Lee Free. I appreciate that so much. I don't want to miss any of your comments. It's an important topic. Oh, thank you, Bryn. Okay, guys. I did the same. You always hurt the ones you love the most. Matt, I didn't know you were in recovery. You should come talk about it with me, like on one of the next shows. I would love that. Oh, I love you, Cheryl. It's a topic people don't want to talk about, but I feel like if it helps one person, I did my job. Absolutely. Hey, Baked Cake. I wouldn't want to know what my two poodles think of me. They don't think anything bad of you. I kind of like felt the same way a little bit, and yeah. MJ's life stories is okay. Awesome. All right, you guys. Let's see, one more. Use it. Allie, did you ever run into the people you used to get high with and was thankful you're sober now? Don't they look like a, yeah. Okay, so Coal City, I talked about that in that TikTok I made for my friend's film. When I was growing up, it was like this little all-American town with, football night, like Fridays and Sundays, like the football was everything, and just like an all-American little town. And you didn't have to worry. If your kids were out playing and stuff, it wasn't a worry. Now, if you go there, it's just destroyed. There's people that use everywhere. Meth is really bad there right now. So, people that I grew up with, they don't look the same at all. Yeah. So I definitely do, and I think it's really sad. I hate that. I was a Philly cop, and my retired 13-year-old shepherd has a brain tumor, and she lived through my. Aw. Oh my gosh, you were a police officer. That's cool. Very interesting. Baked cake. Oh yeah. Don't judge me because I cried a lot. I'd love to know what one of my cats think of me. Yes, MJ, you have to call in, and I want to see that. That will be so, so cool. I don't have headphones on right now. Or are you? Oh, probably on a different part of the live. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I just wanted to make sure I answered all of your comments. You're not holding me back. I don't have anything to do, and my baby's not here. So I'm just going to like get off here and be like not have anything to do. So yeah. Daisy, oh, you guys, that's one thing that reminds me, you saying Daisy Duke. So I wanted to do the membership thing where I could do like more personal videos and have live chats and different things with members only. So, oh, baked cake, I didn't know that. That's awesome. I'm glad that well, I hope you're doing well. Oh, definitely won't be judging you. Anyways, a membership thing. So I've been wanting to do that, and I was going to wait till I got to my mom's house and use the desktop, but I got the tablet out today, and I was messing around with it, and I saw that I could do it on there. So I opened one tier, which it won't be approved till tomorrow. And it's called Crazy Daisies, because if you see my little logos, like daisies and a heart, and then it's got a little blue daisy beside of it. So like maybe in a day or so, it'll be available. I don't know, but if it is, I have some really exciting stuff I want to do. Thank you so much, Truth Seeker. I would love for you to continue on this journey with me wherever it leads, and Cheryl and our support groups, and yeah. Irvin, I am not having any wine. None. It just makes me sick. I get hungover so bad, y'all. It's not even worth it. I just wanted to add, oh, hi, Melissa Sue. Well, I'm leaving now, but I'll see you guys soon. I'll probably have a video soon and do this in a week. Yeah, crazy daisies. I just wanted to add, for people using, there are test strips one can buy that test if drugs are illicit or not. Didn't know that. Aw, that's so cool, Truth Seeker. You're so amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Janessa. You're amazing. And I always tell you, but you do have a very beautiful name. All right, I'm going to go now. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for talking about this with me. I hope that next time some more of you guys can come and get some things off your chest and whatever. No judgment here, no drama here. And if you're going through a hard time or you need help, just know that you are absolutely not alone. So many of us struggle and you just can't tell. And you, like, by looking at someone, you would never know. But you are not alone, and you have people here to support you. You have NA you could go to, Celebrate Recovery. Just find your outlet, because nobody needs to do this alone. But all right, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.